Good evening.
Good evening.
You probably wonder why I pass you that piece of paper in your hand, and that's something I've never done before. But I had discussed it with my patient today. It was yesterday, I think, or today? Ramon? Yesterday. Yeah, and then I told him it's okay to share some of your information with the public because this, I have been involved in nutrition for 51 years, since 1959. And I'm not that old, but that's how long. I've been involved in clinical nutrition, means dealing with patients since 1976. So it's about 35 years. Well, during all that time, of course, I supported Shaklee for 51 years. However, in the very beginning, when I came from Egypt, I was looking for a product that I can use to send to Egypt to my mother and father to use, because over there I was a professor of nutrition and I made lots of vitamins myself for research, so I was giving it to them and they were feeling good and all that. And all of a sudden, Russia occupied Egypt. Then after that, all the scientists has to leave. I was one of them. We had 70,000 scientists exited 1968. I was one of them. Okay, we had three choices: either go to the army, go to jail, or leave the country. So in any case, I was lucky to come to the United States. When I came here, I was shocked because the information I was getting through my life was different from the information I saw. When I was 8 years of age in a village in Egypt, in the desert and close to Sahara Desert, being that village for 12,000 years, the village been around, I have always written letters to the Voice of America to get education from them. And then I always get my little paper in the desert, in the village from America, that I know the country and I know about it. When I was 8 years old. Then I grow and then succeeded being a scientist and succeeded in many ways. Then all of a sudden, it turned out to be that the country I came to. I wasn't planning to do that, because when the order came to me, to us, all of us scientists, and I was in the Academy of Science, so I was in the National Research Center of Africa and UNESCO. So the order was go to the army or go to jail or whatever, So you have 1 week to decide. So I took myself and I visited the Embassy of the United States, Australia, and Canada, and Brazil, every country, England, all that. Everyone said, welcome, 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 welcome. Even without money, without English, without relatives, without anybody, because you're a scientist. You come in, it costs millions of dollars to make somebody in that level. So, but when I came, since I was there in nutrition and preventive medicine, and my professors, who one of the top of the world actually, they always stressed the focus on me to focus on the goal I have, which is bioflavonoids, antioxidants. This is the goal and I cannot deviate from it. And I always asked them why, because I was very young. I asked, why did you select this for me? You see, I said, select for me. Over there, you get told what to do, and that's something we like as teenagers. Your father says, I want you to go to agronomy school. My brother, I want you to go to medical school. The other, you want to go to this school. That's what we do. Because he's a farmer, he's a teacher, he's our father, he knows best. You follow me? So when I graduated and I'm here in Academy of Science, my professor, I go to him and I said, what do you want me to do for the next 5 years? He said, I want you to do research on quercetin and rutin or quercitrin. I said, these are bioflavonoids, why? He said, because you're not a doctor yet. I am a doctor, you're not. You're a biochemist. You don't know disease. You're a nutritionist, you're a biochemist, but you don't know anything about disease. So you listen to me and listen carefully. That's true. When you are a nutritionist, when you're a biochemist, that's all you know. But how to apply that to disease, you need somebody to tell you how. You follow me or no?
Yeah.
And he happened to be the one. Not me, he is the one. He knows a lot more than I do. So I said, just give me an idea. And I remember very well, I took the bus from my little apartment in Cairo, go all the way by the Cairo airport to this big palace, you know, and I entered and I said, oh my gosh, I've never been in places like this before in my life, you know. And then I'm sitting here on a golden couch, and then here comes this guy coming from the staircase with the robe over him, and I said, oh my God, who's that? Turned out to be that's my professor. Over there, they respect teachers, professors, and healers very well. And they have the highest level in society. You follow me? Not like here, teachers get laid off. Over there, teachers on the top, over doctors. So, yeah, they are. They get paid more than doctors. So in any way, I said, he said, my name is Professor Darwish, you know, and all that, and you're welcome, and you've been selected. One in the whole country, you know, so I was lucky to be one out of, you know, 20,000 to do that research. I said, why do you want me to work in bioflavonoids? He said, because this substance, one day, is going to save lives. And one day, you're going to know that this substance, it can prevent circulation problem, heart problem, cancer, this, and go on and on and on of disease I never heard about because I was not an MD. So I said, okay, fine. Then I start my work, and then this, after I'm finished, I get this letter to join the army. I said, how could you be in a field to save lives and go join the army to kill people? I told him, Dr. Darwish, I have to be schizophrenic to do that. You gotta teach me how to save lives, even to the enemies or anybody. Then all of a sudden you're telling me to carry a gun. I can't do that. Even, I told them, even if every inch is occupied by somebody, I'm not gonna fight. I do not believe in killing. I believe, like God says, you don't kill anybody. So he said, you know what, I agree with you. The best thing for you, leave. Find yourself a place, and pretty soon. Because I am holding any officers from coming to your apartment to arrest you, and it's up to you. So I got here to the United States. When I got here, I wanted to be free to do research on nutrition and pharmacognosy. That's the word what pharmacognosy means, by the way. The people who don't know, pharmacognosy is the science of using plants for healing. This was the science through the whole history of humanity until 1960 or 1970, pharmacology took over. By 1950, by the way, you heard about osteopath schools? Mm-hmm. You heard about osteopathic medicine, right? Mm-hmm. 1950, 60% of schools in America were osteopathic. Mm-hmm. 1952, only 2% was osteopathic. In 2 years. The AMA came in with the law, said you have no right to practice that kind of medicine anymore. No place for nutrition, no place for preventive, no place for chiropractor. I have my future son-in-law in the back right there, Naveed, Dr. Naveed, of course he is. He came with me. I didn't know he's coming, and I walked in the hallway and I saw him. And I said, yeah, he asked me where to go. I said, I have no idea where we go. So I'm glad he's here. He can finish the lecture for me. So in any way, the rules are anybody who's not going to follow the drug routes, the surgical routes, is going to have to be eliminated. Are you following me or are you not following me? And some of you, if you don't believe that, go back in history to Dr. Lind in England, 1936, when he discovered vitamin C that can heal bleeding gum in the sailors of the British Army. He was put in jail for talking without a permission. And the Royal College of Physicians of London put him in jail because he's a country doctor, not London doctor. You see, guys? You see how unjust the world is running? The world is running with the power eats the weak. That's what's running until today. The rich do whatever they want. And the regular people, they're just struggling in every direction. As you know, from the economy and everything, we don't have to go through that. In all over the world, China, here, Japan, everybody's the same. So when I arrived here in this country and I found that I can't practice in pharmacognosy, I said to myself, what am I going to do? I don't have any other qualification. I'm a biochemist, I'm a nutritionist, I need to do a PhD, I need to teach in university, there's no place to go. So I have to work as a laborer in a factory, cleaning bathrooms in Los Angeles for 2 years. From professor, driving the Rolls Royce, expensive car in Egypt and a big family, to that. But you know what? One thing, I had faith. I said, doesn't matter what job I do, I'm honored with it. And I was the best janitor, by the way. So in any way, you got to have faith, you got to struggle. Then after about 2 years, I said, there's no future. Can I go back? I can't go back. Can I go to another country? I can't go to another country. All countries are the same. What should I do? I think I have to go to medical school. During that time, I learned about Shaklee in a big hospital in Los Angeles, City of Hope. And the City of Hope was the cancer center. You heard about it, right? I was a chemist there, from a janitor to chemist, and then now I got better. Then over there, I was introduced to a product called Shaklee. And I say, I don't trust any company in this country. I think they lie, I think they deceive, and I need to meet the owner of that company. So I traveled to Hayward, California, meet Dr. Shaklee. I said, show me and tell me how you make your product, this. We both agree we are on the same line. Then I said, that's great. I'm gonna buy $1,000 a month or whatever and send it back to my family over there in Egypt and continue to do that. I signed as a distributor. By the time I entered medical school, and I was in second year of medical school, to make a living, to become a doctor so I can talk, then I find out that people were saying, you're saying that because you're selling it. And that was in Salt Lake City, Utah, when I had 3,000 people on a lecture that time, and one doctor said, well, number one, you're not a doctor yet. Number two, you're saying that because you sell it. That's in front of 3,000 people. What can you do, when somebody insults you like this? So I said, stand up, keep standing. Who are you? He said, I'm a medical doctor, so. I said, okay, do you know about nutrition? He said, absolutely. I said, okay, great. I'm glad you do. I'm going to draw for you here. I have a PhD, so I know how to trap him. So I'm going to draw a picture, a chemical formula on the screen, and I want you to tell me what that is. Was the vitamin C as simple as vitamin C? I didn't even draw vitamin E, which you know vitamin E is much bigger molecule, right? Then I drew that. He said, I don't know what that is. Benzene? Kerosene? I said, doctor, you're thinking the same level, but that's not benzene or kerosene, that's vitamin C. So since you don't know, then you shut up and sit down and listen or learn or just leave. I had to do it that way because it was a position. Let me give you a scenario here. Let's say we are a church, 3,000 people, and somebody standing talking about the Lord God. And somebody standing and said, no, I don't believe in God, I believe in Satan. Then I have to, you have to tell them, okay, if you don't like what I say, either leave or be quiet. You follow me or no? And that was not insult, it was describing him as stupid. I told him, you are dumb, and that's not an insult, that's a description of a person. You know, in the dictionary, that's what it is, and what a dumb is. So I'm learning English, I know exactly what the word means. I didn't say 3-letter words, or 4-letter words, or 5-letter words, I said that. So in any case, this made me resign from Shackleton. I resigned, continued to lecture. Same guy who was lecturing when he was a coordinator, same guy who was lecturing when he was not a coordinator. You see what I mean? So people was surprised, and even the FBI followed me around and asked me, are you communist? I said no, but if I wasn't going to tell you, why don't you look at my record in your FBI record and see who am I? And after they arrest me, then they look at the record that the government brought me because I'm anti-communist. So all of a sudden they apologize. I'm sorry, we like to erase that from your record. I said no, I don't want it to be erased. I want to stay criminal. If that to be a criminal, to say something good for the country, I want to be that kind of. So Dr. Lind in London was put in jail, and he died in jail for saying vitamin C is good for you. 1969. Lots of you were alive, 1969. It was the year Dr. Shute discovered vitamin what? E. What happened to Dr. Shute when he says vitamin E can be good for circulation and heart? He lost his license in Seattle, and he went to Canada, him and his brother, and he died there. And he's American, professor. You follow me? When these people determined to destroy something, they think they can, but they don't have faith in God. You can't destroy something God wanted. And he created all these plants, all these flowers, all these vegetables, all these fruits, and all of that for us to live long time, and not, there's nobody who is a pharmacologist or what can destroy that. You understand? Human nature itself, they like to live healthy. They like nature. They like stuff like that. You're not going to convince human nature about drugs and chemicals. I just heard when I was driving here this tonight, something you're probably going to hear it tomorrow. You know those genetic seeds they make in these days, generally? I just heard that they find a big problem. Did you hear it too? Yes. No. They find out that new kinds of weeds resistant to the herbicide they use, 8 types of weeds grown that they cannot grow their famous. You know, I'm a farmer. I farm 600 acres in Antioch. So we farm organically. We don't farm inorganically. But 8 types of weeds that grown in those fields in Iowa and they don't know what to do. So they decided they're going to use much more dangerous pesticide similar to nuclear. That's what Obama was talking about. Similar to that to kill the weeds. You follow me? We humans doing a very good job to make ourselves sick and to destroy the environment, the only one planet that the Lord has given us. So we need this type of lectures. We need this type of products. We need these people like Roger Burnett, who puts all these billions of dollars in his company. We need people like me to tell you scientifically how nutrition really works. So what I did, I passed this paper for you right there. This basically, because part of our lecture tonight is going to be about the nutrition that we have from Shaklee. It has to go through a digestive system, then it has to go to the heart, and the heart has to pump it through the body, the nutrients. Then the lymphatic system has to fight back, and that's how the immune system works. You follow me? So circulation is very important. So somebody with poor circulation not going to benefit from vitamins and nutrition unless have good circulation. And then I was sitting with my friend in the back right there and was talking, coincidentally, I had no plan for it. He's an engineer in the back right there. He's also in Shaklee. Then I told him, do you realize your report 3 years ago, you had massive, it's someplace around here, I don't know where it is, right here. You have massive blockage in your heart. That you see on one side it says interpretation, there is some defect in the heart. You see that in the bottom report. You see that or you don't? There's one normal and one on the other side is not normal. You see that? In the bottom. Interpretation in the bottom. Can one of you just read it if you know how to read that kind of thing? Can you read it for me?
Which
the abnormal one.
The gated SPECT study.
Yeah, well, let me show you. Yeah, no, not the normal. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, this one right here, just because I don't have it, you have it.
Images demonstrate 1, modest size, modest to severe, and predominantly reversible defect in the anterior wall that extends into the distal anteroseptal region. The small non-reversible component of this defect may represent chronic ischemia and not scar until proven otherwise. 2, the remainder of the left ventricle shows normal perfusion pattern. 3, mild hypokinesis of the involved segments, but overall normal left ventricle function and an ejection fraction of 61%.
Okay. This means in English, I translated from Latin to English now, the guy had lots of blockage. Involved all the arteries going to the heart, means he is a candidate for sudden death. He's a candidate for massive heart attack and stroke, all of that. What we have done, I sat with him that time, I said, we're going to give you lots of Shaklee. We're going to use a methylation process to clean the arteries, dissolve the stuff. And also we're going to use a machine called ECP to push circulation through the body, the 3 of them, and let's see what happened. And And what happened is the second page, which she's going to read it to you. Yes. Yeah, today.
Number 1, normal perfusion pattern, no evidence of ischemia or previous injury. Clinical correlation is advised.
Okay, so you understand 1 year, all these blockages, without surgery, right, Ramon? Right. You stand up, Ramon, so that people can see it. Okay, I really appreciate that he allowed me to share with him because it's very private. And then I told him, if you can do that for me, it gives other people hope that you can reverse. And reversing blockage and reversing valve problem and reversing that without surgery, that is proven right there like a miracle. For that reason, the American International of Cardiology, they have seen that these reports coming one after the other, and then they issue that certification that Dr. Nasser, one of the top cardiologists, in the world. So for preventive medicine, of course. So in any way, what I'd like to share with you today is the way the immune system works. The way the immune system works like this. First of all, when you look at as usual, when you want something, you don't find it. But I had it with me before I started the lecture. But anyway, when we look at the creation of human being, we'll find out that the creation started by having one egg that fertilized, then it started going to 2 to 4 to 6 to 8, and now in that area right here, I like to talk to you about the why abortion is wrong. Because in here and here up to here, that is not a human being yet. These are eggs that multiply, just like any cell you cut from your body and put it in a culture, it will grow. You follow me? We call it tissue culture. We can take a piece of skin and grow it big and to use it to repair scar tissue and things like that. That's not creating a human. That's creating an organ. You follow me or no? But once it has legs like this, and once it attaches itself like that, and right here, that becomes a human. And that happens after 2 weeks. So by the time the person knew they are pregnant, this child already looks like that after 4 weeks. It has, it already has ears and eyes, nose, mouth, hands, even nails and all that stuff. That's after 4 weeks. And the heart's pumping. So we say to people who think of having abortion, don't do that because that's killing another human being. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Deliver it, and there's enough adoption. You can give it to somebody that want it, but don't do what the lady adopted the Russian kid, 8 years old, did, that she put him on the plane and said, I don't want you anymore. Because some of the people in adoption, they should not be in adoption at all, because they're using it as a toy. Like, I need a pet, I need a dog. Maybe I should get a kid from Africa. And if I don't like it, I can throw it away. You follow me or no? No. That person is going to be your friend all your life, It's not your servant, it's not your maid, it's not your pet. You dare to feed him and to care of him and nourish him and love him, right or wrong. So this is what I want to show, that the immune system of that child, when he was born, was perfect. His mother gave him 100% of her immune system. Let us say the mother had cancer. The child will be born with perfect immune system, with no cancer. Let's say the mother has lupus. That child will be born without lupus. They'll say that the mother have heart disease, the child will be born with that heart disease. If the mother eat the proper nutrients during pregnancy, she will deliver that kind of a child. So, why do we have a problem with our immune system? If you study how we live, first of all, a human being, which I draw a picture of a person look like you like this, you don't look that bad. But some people look like that. Okay. This person here have skeleton. Skeletal needs good immune system to protect against cancer, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and all, right or wrong. It needs a good immune system. Let us cover him with blue skin so it's not white or black, so we don't have a problem with that. Even the skin also need good nutrition. Otherwise it will have skin cancer. Every time you lay in the sun you have cancer, all of that stuff. So immune system important in the skin. Immune system important in the skeleton. Inside that person there are organs. We have one organ some people don't have. That organ right here also need nutrition. If you don't have good immune system for the brain, you'll develop Alzheimer. Because Alzheimer is an autoimmune disease. Are you following me or no?
Yeah.
So this is also need good immune system. And then if you have a lung, the lung also need good immune system. Otherwise you have emphysema and you have problems. You need good immune system. Because you're inhaling germs all the time and dust and asbestos, you need good immune system. Stomach. Of course, stomach and the intestine is full of immune system. Number one defense in the body of immune system is your stomach. Because 70% of the immune defense in the stomach also need to defend itself. Otherwise we'll develop polyps, and develop cancer, and develop pancreatitis, and develop ulcers, and develop constipation, and gas, and bloating, and diarrhea, and all this stuff. So even that need immune system. And the whole body need immune system. So this body will get the food from outside, and it goes in the stomach. Then after that it goes to the heart, and the heart pumps it all over the body. You follow me or no? Now every organ in the body got enough nutrition, assuming you are eating the proper protein, the carbohydrate from whole wheat bread and whole rye bread and all of that, and fruits, and protein from fish, soy protein, organic beef, all this good stuff, and then fat from olive oil, regular oils, and all of that. Assume you are doing the good stuff, and I'm sure you are. Vitamins, assuming you're taking good quality vitamins, not from Walgreens or all these places. They make it from kerosene. You know, these are made from fruits and plants and life. The other is not life. This is life. So this is, and minerals, because these plants grown in, the soil has enough minerals in it to give it to the plants. The other supplement doesn't. And water and fibers. If you've eaten all of that stuff and you're taking it in your stomach, send it to your heart. The heart has to send it to the brain, to the lung, to every place. So that is the circulation, right? What happens if you don't have the right protein, the carbohydrate, and the fat, and the vitamins, and the water, and what happens if you have nutrition deficiency? Would you be healthy? No. You will not be healthy. So you have to take initiative and eat. And lots of the people who are, and Shackley, who are my patient, I have about 15,000, they some of them complain the economy is so bad that it's too much money, I'm spending too much money and this and this. And I got to work with them that this is your food that prevents immune problem and cancer and autoimmune diseases and arthritis and other things. What you eat at McDonald's and other places is not the one is going to help you. So in any way, this nutrients all has to go through the heart. What we have noticed about the heart, that 100% of the patients we have seen, I have seen the last 35 years, they have damage to their heart muscle. They have damage to the heart valve, just like Ramon had. They have damage to the arteries. They have damage to the nerves. They have damage to every place. And then the only way we find out is by checking them out. We find these problems, then we put them in the proper nutrition supplement. Well, this problem will be ended this year, because this year we were doing all these checkups on the heart for Medicare patients for nothing. This is over $20,000 worth of testing, like Ramon had. Those tests you just read right there, that's about $10,000. He didn't pay for it, but Medicare paid for it. But this year there's a health policy in the Congress saying that anybody in over 65 is not entitled to any cardiac test, even if they go to the emergency room with a chest pain. They have to say indigestion, not heart. So they send them home. I was in the news today also. So I told my patient this year will be the last year I'm going to practice preventive medicine, because I can't, if I'm not going to be able to tell you what's wrong, there is no reason for me to stay practicing medicine. So if this law passes, that's going to be the last year I will practice medicine. And by the way, I'm not the only one. 40% of the doctors in America said they're not taking Medicare. 40% of the hospitals, they said they're not going to take Medicare. So this means you work all your life, you save your money, a Social Security check goes right there, and you're supposed to enjoy it in the end, and then take all of this money and give it to other people and leave these people who need it. That is not, that's not fair. Because the age 65 and above, I'm 68, the age 65 and above is the age you're gonna develop disease. You're gonna develop cancer, you're gonna develop heart disease, you're gonna develop Alzheimer. You need that insurance you work for all your life. So we're gonna make a big fight about it. We'll see what will happen. All the doctors are doing that right now. So in any way, I passed to you also the things that affects the immune system. Anything affects the heart affects the immune system. And if we okay, we go right here. Excess estrogen, that's the pesticides, affect the immune system. Triglyceride, the saturated fat, affect the immune system. Low testosterone, affect the immune system. Excess blood clots, and that's lack of vitamin D and lack of vitamin E and lack of omega-3 cause that. Excess homocysteine clogs the arteries and also cause Alzheimer and cause cancer. And that homocysteine is something you cannot remove except with vitamins. The only product can help with remove homocysteine I find in my practice is a combination of the Vitalizer and the Vivix with The methylation we do at the office together, that's what happened to Ramon in the back. Then we dissolve the plaques, and that's how homocysteine. There's no way you're gonna have, homocysteine is supposed to be 2. Anything above 2 is too much. So you can have your doctor check your homocysteine. Low vitamin K can cause immune problems. Excess cholesterol, bad cholesterol, excess LDL can cause immune problems. Low omega-3 can cause immune problem. Have you heard about C-reactive protein, anybody?
Yes.
You know what C-reactive protein? It is the protein that causes inflammation inside the body. That also attacks the immune system very bad. Excess bad cholesterol, excess insulin. Do you remember the lecture I gave 3 years ago about omega-3, when I said omega-3 and syndrome X, that sugar caused the problem in the liver, converted to cancer and convert to immune problem? You remember that, or you need acuity? In any case, excess insulin is something I suffer from in my practice. When a patient comes in, they're not diabetic, we measure the insulin. If the insulin is too high, we tell you inherited liver damage. You inherited sensitivity to sugar. You inherited intolerance to sugar. You inherited problem with sugar from your parents, and you better be careful. Eat fruits, don't not fruit juices, eat fruits, and then eat honey and things like that, but don't eat sugar and candy and sweets. You can have chocolate once in a while, there's nothing wrong. We are talking the people are having habits all the time, eating sugar every day. That's called syndrome X. That affects the immune system. Nitric oxide deficit, and that's what comes Vivix for. Vivix is the product that I have done my doctorate degree on. You know, that's bioflavonoids. And that is a product that can go in the arteries and generates a gas called nitric oxide. That's what Viagra is made of, by the way. Okay? So now you're going to all buy that. So nitric oxide, take Vivix instead. And this gas called nitric oxide from Vivix, what it does, it expands the arteries, just like it does in sexual functions. So nitric oxide is very, very important out of natural sources like Vivix. And the last thing, insufficient vitamin D also can cause circulation problems. Since we know that, then what can we do about our immune system? The immune system is made inside the bone. This is the femur bone, this bone right here. And this bone has bone marrow. And the bone marrow secretes cells. And those cells, I think I had one of them right here to show, but yeah, right here. It secretes cells like this, the bone marrow, as you can see from here, the bone secreting this cell right here, and that cell travels in the arteries through the whole body. The body has 25,000 miles of arteries. So the heart has to pump 25,000 miles. Then it has to come back. And all of this has to be done in 20 minutes. Okay? So these cells, you see right here, each one specializes in something. Some fight virus, some fight chemicals, some fight allergy, some fight cancer, some fight, they fight different things. And we have live pictures right here with me to show you how they work, but we don't have the time to waste and put in pictures on the screen. Are you following me or no?
Yeah.
But I could show it to you if you want to. The main thing is you have to know that these cells of yours, if it is your brain, or if it is your stomach, if it is your breast, if it is any place that need immune defense against breast cancer, against leukemia, against ovarian cancer, against any cancer, or against allergy, or against anything, these cells has to work to produce immune system. Normal cell needs the protein, the carbohydrate, the fat, the vitamin, the water, the mineral, and oxygen. And then this will go inside the cell through omega-3, which is in the membrane of the cell. Then it goes inside right here and creates energy plus waste. The waste is bad for the cell. So the vitamin E and vitamin C and beta carotene and bioflavonoids, they get together and remove the waste from the cell. Is it clear so far or no?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have to go in details for you because we've already been talking for 1 hour. Okay, what happened, just what happened, if that person did not take good quality vitamins? He will have deficiency, right? What happened if he take good quality vitamins, but his stomach did not digest and absorb it properly? He will not absorb it. Are you following me or no?
Yes.
What happened if he absorb it, but the liver has a problem dealing with it, send it to the heart? Then the liver has a problem. Then the liver send it to the heart, and the heart has a problem, like Ramon had. Then there is a problem in the 25,000 miles. Those are just like hoses. It's a pump. You got 25,000 miles of arteries like rubber hoses, and then when the heart pumps, it goes 120 over 80, 120 pound per square inch. Then when it relaxes at 80. And the 80, what the Vivix does, nitrous oxide to keep it open. You understand how Vivix works now? So what happened if that person had deficiency? All the arteries collapse. Are you following me or going to sleep? Okay. So if the arteries goes collapse 50,000 miles, what happened to the brain if I don't get enough blood in my brain? Right? You're gonna have lightheaded, you cannot think, you have a problem, and we all go through that, right or wrong? The hands will be cold and sleep. The heart is suffering, you short of breath, you have fatigue, right or wrong? We all go through that. So when somebody has symptoms and they take vitamins, they have to realize, are they digesting it properly? Maybe they need EasyGest. Are they absorbing it properly? Maybe they need Optiflora. Are they detoxifying the liver? Maybe they need DTX. Are they, if the heart's sending it all over the body, maybe they need B complex and CoQ10 and vitamin and omega-3. Are the arteries open? Maybe they need Vivix or maybe they need help. You follow me how the circle works? And all goes to the cell right here, back to the cell. And the cell, if it does not get what it wants, what will happen to the cell? The waste will take over. Once the waste have taken over a cell, the nucleus, DNA, get mutated. You know what mutation means? Anybody who doesn't know what mutation means, right?
Yeah.
Mutation, that the DNA that's yours becomes not yours. How many people here have autoimmune diseases, have allergies, have fibromyalgia, has all of this autoimmune. We see it in the lab test all the time. So this is not normal. So we have to fight it back with omega-3. We have to fight back with another thing. Otherwise, once the DNA goes bad, that cell could split to two and cause cancer, and that's what we're going to be talking about in the next lecture. However, the cell itself can produce lupus, can produce Alzheimer, can produce many other problems related to the immune system, and that is the first thing we have found in our patients. We find out that their immune system is something wrong with it. Circulation is something wrong with it. One of the things I like to emphasize on, which I never talked about before in my lectures, was a new kind of circulation we never talked about before. It's called lymphatic circulation. The lymph circulation. We talked about the arteries, 25,000 miles, right? You remember that? We did that. How are they going to go back to the heart? They go two ways. A group of them go through the veins all the way to the heart, and the veins leaks out the chemicals, and they leak the viruses, and they leak the cancer cells, and the veins themselves, they have cells with telephones, cell phones, to call the lymphatic system next door to them, like the alley, the garbage dumpster, to tell them, I got problems here in this blood. Send the garbage man to put it in the dumpster. So the lymphatic system right here is the garbage dump. Basically, right here, you see all this white stuff right here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Why so much? Even more than the arteries. Because the whole body has to be drained. The whole body has to be detoxified. Every cell, every inch. You see how much? And the area of trouble that's going to develop cancer, like the breast, look how much it has in it. And the throat. And the intestine. And the whole body. That is how the Lord created the defense system for us, running parallel to the venous system together. So if you do it, there's no test for that, by the way. There's no test. You can test somebody venous drainage. The only way you can test it is by checking their immune system, find out if their immune system weak or not weak. They have autoimmune disease, they have too many toxins, too many viruses, too many chemicals. Then we know the venous system is not. What makes the venous system works better? Somebody can tell me right here, how do you improve the venous drainage of a human body? I said drainage, not function. The drainage, to drain chemicals out. How do you improve that? Exercise. The only way you can get the lymphatic drainage to work is exercise. Because it's a canal goes from bottom up. They move from bottom up. You follow me? And they look like this. They have a very, very difficult look. And they fight cancer, they do everything. They look like this. Like this. And they have these valves like that. They allow chemicals to go through, but they will not allow it to go backward. You follow me? And the only way you can push it up, remember they don't have muscles here. So the only way they can go up by what?
Exercise.
By exercising. So somebody who have cancer can exercise. Somebody who have autoimmune disease can exercise. Exercise is extremely important. How many people here have heard my lectures before? Raise your hand, whoever heard me before. So the majority of you have heard me before, and over 30 years I've been saying nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. Nutrition and exercise. Nutrition and exercise. Nutrition and exercise. You pay attention to that, because this lymphatic system here is not going to get better just taking Optiflora by itself or taking the vitamin by itself. You're going to need the good vitamins, you're going to need the good diet, you're going to need the good intestine with Optiflora, Easy Gestion, all the stuff. You're going to need the good liver, you're going to need the good heart, you're going to need the good circulation, and now you're going to need the detoxification. Remove it. Exercise detoxification is number one. Wow, sounds interesting. Because what happens if you have, if you wake up in the morning and you have really bad sore throat, and you call me, and I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. Take some zinc and vitamin C and gargle and all that, but I want you to exercise. Do you know what will happen? You will heal twice as fast if you exercise. Have you noticed that? If you're sick and you stay in bed, it takes longer to heal. If you're sick and try to exercise, you're going to heal faster. As long as you take care of the water and nutrition and all that. Is that true or not true? You guys agree with me or no?
Yes.
Or should we be in nursing homes? Okay. You do, okay, that's good. I'm glad you agree we should. So you can see the very difficult subject of immune system that we have right here so much stuff to show tonight, and I said I can't do all of that. I'm just going to make it simple so you can absorb it and understand it and do something about it. What product we have in Shaklee, let's go back to the cell right here, that can help the immune system. It's in the lecture tonight. Let me find what is the lecture tonight is. Oh, here it is. I found it. Let's see what I'm supposed to talk about. Okay. We talked about protein. Why soy protein is important for immune system? Because protein in general is good for making antibodies and immune globulins. And it's good for immune system. How about the rumors they have that taking soy protein causes cancer? You know, some of our friends right here are from Asia. They have the lowest cancer and they consume the largest amount of protein. Soy protein, I mean. You follow me? How can 3 billion people in Asia and India and all that have lowest cancer and they take soy protein, and we here, only 300 million Americans complaining that our soy protein is gonna give us cancer? It's a lie. There is no correlation between soy protein and cancer, period. And the breast cancer study, I just want to put it on the tape. The breast cancer study about soy protein causes cancer is false, it's falsified, it is lies, and I like the scientists who talk. It's one article only out of 17 articles, by the way. They gathered 17 patients with massive amount of breast cancer, and they find one of them was the altered soy protein, and one of them their cancer got worse. Then they said soy protein did it. How do you know soy protein did it? Maybe the immune system was bad. Do you remember? A few years back when they said vitamin E can cause problems, heart disease?
Yes.
Did you hear that? I think, Sherry, you were, when your dad was dying, and that's the day actually they announced it. See, I related to your father. They announced it, one of my patients in the back right there, I was visiting her father in the hospital, and where he died that night, and that's the day I was telling her, you know, they announced that the vitamin E can cause cancer and all these problems, and this was something, it's a lie. Do you know that they said that carrot juice causes cancer of the lung?
What?
Did you hear that or no? Okay, I'm going to remind you by that. Do you remember when tobacco company was accused that fixing the nicotine in the cigarette caused lung cancer, and they got research done. They said that nicotine does not cause lung cancer. It is the beta carotene people take, it's causing the lung cancer. Do you remember that? Anybody remember that? No? Oh my gosh, your memory is low. Okay. That's true. it was a big thing. I have lots of patients stop taking carrot juice and stop taking beta carotene, tomato juice, but they believed it. Have lots of patients stop using soy protein because they believe it. It's a fear tactic. You know what the fear tactic is? If you don't like somebody is hurting your budget, like Shaklee or nutrition or health food stores, attack him. Tell people it's gonna kill you. Then people will leave it. You understand? If you don't like Mexicans, or a spread rumor that Mexicans are bad people, the illegal aliens, we should kill them all, we should send them back, then people start hating Mexicans. You follow me or not?
Yes.
They have a technique of selecting something and make you hate it. But they never say that about alcohol, never say it about cigarettes, they never say it about cocaine, about all the stuff they don't talk about, pesticide, herbicide, chemicide, whatever. DTX, number 2 here, right in the article right here. I had an article right here to show that Silmerian is a very good for immune system. Shaklee is the first company to prove that by research was done in China and Japan when Shaklee was owned by a Japanese guy before Roy Burnett. They did that study to show that DTX and zinc is the only thing in the world can help to get rid of hepatitis C, which is one of the major killers. So in the time we had in America that there was epidemic of swine flu, we increased the DTX to our patients and the zinc, and none of our patients had any problem. They had swine flu, but none of them died or anything like that.